Let's talk about loading assets in Range Engine using Python. I already have a directory on my PC where we are going to save our project files. Let's open this folder with Visual Studio Code, which is my preference. With Visual Studio open, I'm going to create a folder and call it Prefabs. Inside it, I will create 3 range files, namely player, level and HUD, and 3 Python files, which are player.py, level.py, and hud.py. Let's open our player range file. From the scene, I will delete the empty sun and the sun object. Let's create our very beautiful cube and give it the best material in the world of games. With the camera selected, I press Ctrl G and Ctrl R to reset its location and orientation in 3D space. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees along X-axis and move it back a bit. Let's parent our camera to the player and rename this cube to player and the camera to player cam. Back to Visual Studio, let's write our player controller. I strongly recommend you to watch our introduction to Python components if you have no idea how these work in Range, or if you would like me to redo the whole tutorial, let me know in the comments section. Now we have attached our component to the player, let's implement the actual controller. I am defining custom movement function. Let's multiply our speed by delta time. Another function called move, which only translate our player along x-axis. Let's get the keyboard. A key and D key. I did a video about moving objects in this wonderful engine using Python. Make sure to watch it, especially if you're new to Range. The reason why the most beautiful cube in the world is refusing to move is our movement code needs to be outside move function. Not it is moving, but we can't see that yet. Let us enable our camera's slow parent flag and change the time offset to 30. Now we have visible movement and our player is very happy with us. Let's proceed. With our HUD file open, let's delete the sun and its parent. Reset the camera's world orientation and position. Change camera mode from perspective to orthographic. Add a text. Change its horizontal alignment to center because that's what I want. Move the text up by 1 meter. Give it a green color. Add a text property and set the resolution to 100,000. Don't worry, the community will buy you a new PC. Change the text name to timer and camera's name to HUDcam. Inside our level script, let's delete all this junk. Start the level scene, add a ground, and give it a material. We will need an empty scene named HUD. Let's create an empty object for us to attach our level script. I love empty things. Back to our script, we will need to define the path that contains our range files. Let's get our player.range file and store it inside a variable called player. I'm so creative. Did you see that? We do the same for the HUD file. Let's change our class name to level and attach T to our empty object inside the level range file. Let's define a timer and a start count Boolean variable. Inside start function, let's get our empty HUD scene. This is the scene I'm talking about. And HUD scene objects as well. Let's load our HUD file and put it inside our level file's HUD scene using Range Engine's LibLoad method. After loading, let's check if HUD camera is in the objects list. If it is there, we want to set it as the active camera. Finally, we will enable out start count variable. Make sure to add the HUD scene into the current scene as overlay so that we may see what's inside. If we play, wait, nothing happens. Let's check the console and see what's wrong. This is the error. Because I am the most stupid person on planet Mars. I ended up doing this. Lesson number 44, don't be like me. Our third parameter was supposed to be scene equals self.hud because we are telling range to put the library we just loaded into our empty HUD scene. And now our HUD range file is being loaded successfully into our level. Stop watching, stand up, and clap hands for me. Now sit down and set out timer text objects text attribute to our global timer value. This is for us to be able to see our timer through text. Everything is working perfectly. Count down the timer by 1. Create a state and give it you own integer value. States are very handy if you want to load a lot of scenes into the level. You don't have to do that at the same time. Load each scene on its own time. Well, the guru has spoken. Don't listen to me. I am loading my player into the current scene, which I haven't defined yet. Now, let's make sure our player camera is the current scene's active camera. And let's stop the timer from counting down after reaching 0. Everything is being loaded very well. Even the engine is thanking me right now. But one thing is off: player's position. Let's make sure the player gets spawned at our script holder's world position. Let's change our player's physics type to dynamic. You can also link your prefabs to the current range file this way. It works without issues. Perfect, but you cannot edit linked objects. All editing features are disabled. For you to do that, you have to edit the original prefab. In our case, we go back to our player range file, do some modifications. If you go back to your level file, you need to reopen it for the prefab to be updated. Let's enable our component script and play. See, all of our players are working. Let's create a plane and give it an orange material. I know you like oranges. If we play our HUD scene, everything is fine. Let's see what we get inside our level. Our orange plane is black now. This is because when we created our level file, HUD scene, we left it empty, so there's nothing to light up loaded objects. To fix that, we just create a new world or apply the existing one. If we test, everything is lit now. To wrap this up, LibLoad also works in standalone game mode. And that's it for today. See you next time.